Today I wanted to do a tutorial on how I wire wrap my little egg-shaped crystals. I've got this beautiful little rose quartz egg crystal today. It's about 3 centimeters tall and about 2 centimeters wide. We're going to make a little cage or a net made out of wire to hold the crystal in to hang. For this design we need 4 lengths of 12 inches, and that's of the 26 gauge silver wire. So I just start out by measuring out my 12-inch lengths. To start our wrap, we just need to start with 2 of the pieces of wire and just putting the ends together there. We're just going to find the middle of the wire. So it's a 12-inch length, so about 6 inches, and I just go just under that, so probably about 5.5 inches. And then right there is where we're just going to grab it and then twist the wires around each other 5 times. Just making sure that you are twisting both wires equally around each other. You're not just twisting one wire around the other wire. You should have something that looks a little bit like this, with the twisted part in the middle and the tails sort of coming off each end. Once you've done that part there, you can grab your next piece of wire, and we just start by bringing the ends up together there and holding them together, and so just going back down to this part here, we're going to just measure along 1 centimeter. Just making sure you're holding the wires together as you measure it. So the 1 centimeter down your wire there, and holding it nice and tight with your left hand, and then twisting these ones here with your right hand. The wires together, we just twist the other ends around 5 times. Making sure that you're twisting each one equally around the other one. So we're going to just go around with each wire and do the same thing until we've formed the bottom of our little net for our crystal. So just with the next piece of wire, meeting up with the ends, and then following that back down to the base here, where we just measure out our 1 centimeter along. Again, just holding those wires together in our left hand, and then I can twist them 5 times in my right hand. So I find just holding those wires apart helps them to not unspin. You can start to see that we are forming a sort of a square shape at the bottom, which will be the base of our net there, where the crystal actually sits in. So again, here we want to try and twist these ones here, and it's going to be meeting up with about 1 centimeter along again, so it makes a little square. So just sort of holding it in place there where the 1 centimeter mark is. And then we're going to twist those wires together as well 5 times. So this is the base here, so you should have something that looks similar to this. You need to make sure that this bottom square is definitely smaller than the bottom of your crystal. This is the part that's going to hold the bottom of the crystal up. You don't want it to fall out the bottom, and that's why 1 centimeter seems to be a good amount to go across. So just holding the bottom of that net there onto the egg-shaped crystal and bringing the tails around in the way that the net is going to hold the crystal. I like to put a little bit of tape on the top just to hold it in place, just to make sure it doesn't move on that top piece. So just making sure that you've got it all lined up, and that bottom square part of your net is sitting perfectly over the bottom of the crystal. Then I can just secure that with the tape, and then I know at least that's not going to move for now. So I sort of just swap that into my left hand, and then I want to start to make the next layers of my net. Of the wires that you've got already, you just want to grab one of each set, so the ones that are next to each other. Just grabbing that along, and you're going to bring them together and then do a twist in those as well. So it sort of works out that it's about 1 centimetre along as well. So you're just bringing those two wires together and then twisting those 5 times as well. I like to swap and do the opposite side as well, just so you can sort of keep the wrap a little bit more even. So just swapping it onto the other side and then grabbing your one wire out of each set, and again about 1 centimetre along, making 5 twists in the wires. Then swapping onto the alternate sides as well, bringing those 2 remaining wires on that side together and twisting them 5 times. And then there's one more side left to do, so just with those wires there, bringing them together and twisting them as well. I find it's okay to take the tape off now, because the cage that you've made already is enough that it's going to hold the crystal in. So just taking that tape off and then checking that it is definitely still in the right place. Then you can just continue working up your egg. So we're going to do the same thing again, which is just of the wires that are in each set next to each other, just grabbing one of each wire, holding it up together and then twisting those around. Because of the shape of the egg, this one might be a little bit less than 1 centimetre along, but you'll start to see how big it needs to be, and then you can do the opposite one as well. It's just because of the actual shape of the egg coming up in a direction that makes it smaller up the top there. And we're trying to shape the wire net around the crystal as well. So obviously just swapping onto the opposite side and doing your 5 twists on those 2 wires, and then the same again on each of the side ones as well. So all the while just trying to hold your little netting over the crystal and make sure it sort of stays in place. Now we get to come up to the top part where we're going to secure it all and make our bail. I just start by kind of separating each of the wires out of the way, just so they don't get knotted up together, and then we're going to bring one wire from each opposite side across to the middle, and we're going to wrap them around each other to start securing the crystal wrap. Bringing those and then wrapping that 5 times as well. And then same again, so another wire from the other opposite side and around this middle one as well. So just bringing those ones out of the way, and then these ones into the middle and just wrapping it around that centerpiece as well. So 5 times. And then again from the remaining opposite sides, twisting them around as well. There should just be 2 left, so we just do the same with those as well. wrapping them around the bottom of this bail. So this should really secure your net in place, and that crystal shouldn't have any movement. I really like this wrap because the crystal is so secure in there. Then from this top angle, we just twist this whole bunch of wires up the top here. So I just keep going, twist and twist and twist until you've got a nice sort of little spiral there, and they're all kind of twisted together really well. So from here we can now make the bail. So just grabbing with our round nose pliers there, I just first start by bending the whole wire one way, and then we're just going to gently wrap the wire around the round nose pliers. Just wrapping it around to form a loop, and then bringing it around the bottom of the loop, and we just wrap it around a couple of times to secure the bottom of the bail. When you've gone around a couple of times, we can snip that tail off, and then we are just going to crimp those tails down nice and tight so they are insecure and they're not sticking out. They're not going to be sharp. Then you can just take some time to straighten up your bail. Make sure the loops are straightened, that you're happy with them. And obviously just checking over your whole crystal as well, that you're happy with all the loops and that your crystal is secure. Wire does have a little bit of movement, so if there's something that's really uneven, sometimes you can work with it to get it straighter. This is actually a really simple design, so hopefully you're going to enjoy making it.